Last March, Samsung released the Galaxy A52 5G. It wasn't the best mid-range phone you could buy in 2021, but thanks to a responsive display and versatile camera, it had the potential to become something more. Now, the Galaxy A53 5G is here, and it's not a drastically different device from its predecessor. Samsung has made a handful of tweaks, but at best, most of them feel like window dressing. Worse, the phone feels in some ways like a step back. Let's start with what hasn't changed. The A53 features a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display with a 1080 by 2400 resolution, 800 nits of peak brightness, and a 120 Hz refresh rate. The screen is the main reason you want to buy the A53. It's big, vibrant, and fast. It doesn't support HDR or offer a variable refresh rate like some of Samsung's more expensive phones do, but that's not much of an issue. Plus, thanks to its big 5000 mAh battery and efficient 5nm processor, it lasted 2 full days of moderate use in some light gaming. The A53 also comes with the same quad camera system as the A52 5G. The standout here is the 64 megapixel main sensor with an f1.8 aperture lens and optical image stabilization. On a sunny day, the camera and Samsung's imaging software consistently capture photos with vibrant colors. It's also surprisingly good at preserving both shadow and highlight detail in high contrast scenes. It struggles when there isn't a lot of light, producing images with a noticeable amount of noise, but that's something you see on a lot of mid-range phones. Supporting a 5 megapixel depth sensor helps the A53's main camera take pleasant portrait shots. The A53 also includes one of the better macro modes I've used on a mid-range device thanks to an interface that makes it easy to ensure you've nailed the focus on your subject. With ample light, the 32 megapixel selfie camera is likewise capable of capturing flattering shots. By default, Samsung's beauty filter applies a moderate amount of smoothing, which you can adjust by tapping the magic wand icon at the top. Then there's the 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera that feels like an afterthought. It does a decent job of capturing scenes that are too big for the main camera, but there's a noticeable drop in quality due to the lower resolution sensor. One quirk I noticed across all of the A53's cameras is that they're not great at adjusting for color temperature. Many of the shots I took showed a noticeable green or purple tint. That was easy enough to fix with an editing app like Snapseed, but not everyone has the patience for that. Overall, the A53 features a decent camera system, but I think it's a missed opportunity. With the A52 5G, Samsung was already behind the curve. Sure, it offered a versatile set of cameras, but phones like the Pixel 5a could take consistently better photos. The A53 does nothing to change that, and by buying the A53, you're putting money into a camera that is likely to feel even more outdated when devices like the Pixel 6a come out later this year. Okay, let's move to what Samsung has changed, starting with the exterior of the phone. The company has shaved 0.3 millimeters off the A53 to make it 8.1 millimeters thick. At the same time, it has removed the headphone jack. As of this review, Samsung is offering a free set of Galaxy Buds Live when you buy the A53 through its website. So at least the company is helping ease the transition to wireless earbuds. Still, it's a shame to see the headphone jack go because it was a feature that made the A52 5G unique. What makes the exterior tweaks even more disappointing is that Samsung hasn't addressed any of the issues we had with the A52's finish. The material on the back of the phone is still a magnet for fingerprints and smudges. Also, in the US, Samsung is only offering the phone in boring black. I could overlook Samsung removing the headphone jack and leaving the camera as is if the A53 was fast. Mediocre performance was one of the reasons we didn't recommend the A52 5G, and the one notable update the A53 brings to the table is a new chipset. Samsung has equipped this year's model with its own Exynos 1280 SoC. It's by far the most disappointing aspect of the phone. Simply put, it's not much of an upgrade over the A52 5G's Snapdragon 750G. In my testing, the A53 frequently stalled when I tried to switch between apps, and there was a consistent stuttering in regular use. It was also slow to launch and operate the camera app with a seconds-long delay between my pressing the button and the camera firing. It was even worse when I tried to play games. Samsung claims the Exynos 1280 offers up to 33% faster graphics performance than the Snapdragon 750G, but I saw regular frame rate drops in games like League of Legends Wild Rift and Genshin Impact. I suspect some of the A53's performance woes boils down to the phone only coming with 6GB of RAM. Fortunately, Samsung doesn't offer an 8GB variant in the US. The A53 comes with Android 12 and the latest version of One UI, along with a promised 4 years of platform updates and 5 years security fixes. That's among the best software support you'll find on a device at this price point, and Samsung should be applauded for that. But I have my doubts you'll want to hold on to this device for that long. I can see myself getting fed up by this slow processor in 1 year, not to mention 4. Finally, let's talk price. The A53 starts at $450, which is $50 less than the A52 5G. In addition to the Galaxy Buds Lives promotion I mentioned earlier, the company is currently offering up to $100 off the phone if you trade in your existing device. Bear in mind that while the A53's lower price seems like a bonus, it doesn't come with a bundled power adapter anymore. You need to pay an extra $20 to buy a 25-watt wall charger. Still, the A53 is good value compared to similarly priced phones like the Pixel 5a, but I would rather buy the Pixel for its cleaner version of Android, faster updates, as well as its headphone jack and more consistent camera. If you're set on a Samsung phone though, a device like the Galaxy S21 FE is a better deal. At $700, it was overpriced, but nowadays you can regularly find it for about $550. It offers a much faster processor with Wi-Fi 6 support. Those are things that make you want to keep the S21 FE for longer. Had Samsung done more to future-proof the A53, it would be easier for me to recommend, but with a middling chipset and a camera that feels stuck in the past, you're better off spending your money on a phone that you'll be happy with for years to come. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the Engadget YouTube channel. Either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.